Call it. Flank the left pistol, left third, kind of special on, go, one, go. Let's go, boys.
When you ask the 2013 John Jay Patriots to describe this year's football team, you don't get stats and statistics or height and weight. You hear things like,
I think the strengths of this year's team are going to be our brotherhood.
I think we'll be a third, fourth quarter team, and conditioning will definitely be a big part of us this year.
that's because last year's graduation makes this year's team a little different than previous years, and many of the players will be called upon to go both ways.
I think one of our strengths this year is our conditioning and our physical fitness. Our offensive line used to sometimes seeing some big, heavy guys that push people around. We have a very physically fit Moshe, who's probably our biggest guy, 245 pounds, which is a big kid, but very athletically gifted and physically fit kid, and that's what our whole offensive line is, a lot of just very fit kids, and they're going to have to be. A lot of them are going to be playing both sides of the ball.
The Patriots lost a lot of skilled players, and the available starting positions has made the preseason practices all the more urgent.
Right now, from the looks of it, it looks like we're going to have maybe even more two-way starters than we've had in the past, so that's going to come down to the way we have to practice. We're going to have to be up-tempo and really have these guys in shape because we're counting on a lot of guys to play both sides of the ball.
In the quarterback position, how you looking there?
Still a battle. Two guys really fighting it out. Fidim Gashi is a junior coming up off the JV last year, has a lot of potential. And the other guy is Ryan Schumacher, who's a sophomore. Got a lot of physical tools. He's, I think, 15 years old. He's 6'2" and growing every day he comes in. I think he's bigger than the last day. And they're going to fight it out probably right up through the first scrimmage and right into that first game. They're neck and neck in so many ways.
And the competition for starting spots has also created a little more depth than previous years.
Especially in the skill positions. Right now we have two tailbacks that are neck and neck, two quarterbacks that are neck and neck, and this is a good thing. Some years you have your starters are kind of the star, and there's a drop-off from your ones to your twos, and this year the drop-off from the ones to the twos in a lot of positions are neck and neck. So it might give us the opportunity to get fresh legs on the field and not have to worry about the first string guy being out there, because if the second string guy can do the job just as well, that might benefit us.
Tom O'Hare is in his fourth season as head coach, and his 8-2 season in 2011 proved him worthy of the daunting task to follow legendary Hudson Valley coach Brian Walsh.
Not easy, when you say the name Brian Walsh, people know who that is, and he's a terrific coach and deserves all the accolades and respect that he gets. And I was lucky enough to learn underneath him for the 6 years that I was in the program before he left, and I was always try to be like a sponge around Brian and learn as much as I can. A lot of my philosophies, a lot of the way I coach was shaped and molded by, the way he was, and I've tried not to change too much. He came here and turned the program around and turned it into a winner, and tried to be smart and learn from what he did and follow him in those philosophies and in those ways.
Another daunting task for O'Hare and the Patriots will be the first game of the 2013 season, when the team travels to North Rockland.
I've had some battles with them the last couple years. It doesn't get really any easier after that. We see teams like Carmel and Arlington that are top programs. I always tell the kids it's less to do with anybody else and more to do. We just have to worry about ourselves.
Jay was 6-3 last year, losing twice to New Rochelle, the eventual New York State champions. No matter how the season goes this year, you have to give it to Jay for bringing a community of pride back to football with the success the program has had over the past 7 years.
I graduated from here, and I'm not trying to knock anything in the past, but the program had a lot of years where we weren't putting out winning records, and the atmosphere and the expectations changed around here. Back when Coach Walsh came in the mid-2000s, I think it was 2005, and the expectations and started to change, and people started living up to those expectations, and we've had a successful program, not just in terms of wins and losses, but sending players on to the next level, having a sense of pride in the program and the community, having a sense of pride in us, and it's been a pleasure to be around for the last 7 or 8 years since we turned it around.
Who's my left guard?